Okay, so this is my CCM Excelsior bicycle. It's a hybrid, and one of the problems that I had with this bicycle was that I had cantilever brakes on it, and if anybody's had those, they know how much of a pain they can be to adjust, especially if you have to take a wheel off to transport the bicycle and then put the wheel back on. Sometimes you need an entire toolbox to adjust the brake again. So what I did was I replaced them with these Tektro 365 dual pivot. They're kind of like a side pull brake with a quick release on them. Everything worked out fine. The clearances are fine. Now what I did was I drilled out the back side of the fender mount hole with 8mm drill bit, so I could mount this recessed screw in to mount the brake. On the back part, I had to do the same here. In this case, I used a right angle drill, and I also had to drill out this concave washer so I could put the recessed bolt on top. Now, one thing you have to remember is that you only have to drill this side of the mount. You don't have to drill the whole mount out, just this side with 8mm, or I believe it's possibly a 5/16, which is pretty close. You might have to ream it out a little bit to fit in these recessed bolts. Now, the clearances for both brakes were fine, as you can see. They work out fine on both sides. Doesn't touch the tire. Again, it's got a quick release. They're much easier to adjust and a lot more convenient. The other thing that I also did with this bike was I put on these drop bars and these micro shifters, and they're 3 and 7 speed. So if you're looking to replace your cantilever brakes with something a little more practical, you can do it with these. The reach on these Tektro R365s is 55mm to 70mm. The reach goes from the point of the mount down to the edge of the brake. So that's about what it looks like.